What if like they send $10 to Haiti, but in turn it like ruins their life?
It can't. How can $10 ruin somebody's life?
I mean, think about it, dude. If they send $10 to Haiti, what if they get kicked out of their house and lose their vehicle and lose their job?
What vehicle and what job?
And then in turn from that, what if they like get stuck living on the street and get like either that big around or get addicted to meth? Huh?
My fault.
And then while they're living on the street, you know, and they get addicted to meth, they go buy some meth from one of their dealers, you know, after they rob a convenience store to get the money. They got robbed convenience stores, Nick, all because they sent $10 freaking to Haiti. And then they go buy meth, and they die in a meth lab explosion, but the paramedics miraculously bring them back. And then they get kicked out of the hospital because they can't pay their medical bills. They're walking around in the pouring rain with third-degree burns, going to smoke some more meth. They get more meth, die of an overdose. The paramedics bring them back again. They get kicked out of the hospital again. And then they go get addicted to cocaine.
At least they help somebody.
Cocaine, man.
At least they help somebody. In Haiti.
And so they go to Miami, they hitchhike their way to Miami, they meet some Colombian drug lord who has like a mountain of crack, and they're sitting in his house one day, just like snorting on the till of crack, okay? Okay? And then just out of nowhere, you see him start twitching, his nose starts bleeding, all from the crack. Because they start off with meth. No. They start off when they send $10 to Haiti. Then they get kicked out. Then they get addicted to meth. Then they die twice. Then they go to Miami and get addicted to coke. You want that kind of life for somebody?
At least they help somebody. They gave somebody
and then think about this. They get caught up in the Colombian drug war, for God's sake. It's all like the Haitians and the Colombians all up in there fighting over their crack, you know? They're running boats through the Gulf, you know? There's guys hanging off the sides with like AKs and M16s. And like the dude that said $10 is like driving the boat. You know, doing all kind of stupid stuff like that. While he's snorting his coke and shooting his meth with his third-degree burn scars from when the meth lab blew up back here in Mississippi. He's got a little Hawaiian shirt, you know, it's fluttering in the wind.
At least he helps somebody in Haiti.
He hits the line while he's driving. Get that coke rush going, you know? Then he gets shot in the leg. Dude. Get the light.
Did you tell Mr. Young's life story?
He gets shot in the leg, okay? And they hit a main artery. And he starts bleeding out. But you wanna know what he does to try to save his life? He smears cocaine on his bullet wound. But you know what? This isn't just cocaine. This is like PCP. That's right, Asian.
And him in the boat that he said that
He starts like freaking out, man. Like he's not like on the ground jittering and crap. And the boat's going like 90 miles an hour because you know, of course, if you're in a drug war, you shoot it. You're gonna be going as fast as you can. You hit the wake, you know, flies out of the boat with his bullet wound, smeared with cocaine, like the PCP. He's like laying in the ocean, just kind of drifting there. The Coast Guard's flying over, they pick him up, and they take him to jail. And he's after life in jail. Okay? While he's in jail, he gets addicted to marijuana. Okay?
Doug, I'm sick. Doug, I'm sick of hearing what's just going to happen to you in 10 years.
Marijuana,
Shut up.
Then he's walking around the prison yard one day, you know, getting all gangster with his wings, you know, walking. Got his like West Side stuff going on the West Side, you know. And he kept some dude over on some weed. You wanna know what happens to that dude? They shake him in the stomach 12 times. 12 times. Because he said, all because you told him to send $10 to me. All because you tricked him and sent $10 to Haiti.
He should have said it.
Now, should we review? $10 goes to Haiti. Man gets kicked out of home. Man lives on the street. Man gets addicted to meth. Man dies in meth lab explosion. Man gets kicked out of hospital. Man goes back snorting meth. Man overdoses, dies, gets kicked out of hospital again, ends up in Miami, starts snorting coke. ends up in a Colombian drug war, gets shot in the leg, smears cocaine laced with PCP on it, flies out of a boat, goes to jail after he's picked up by the Coast Guard, gets addicted to marijuana, and gets shanked 12 times in the prison yard because
No one cares.
He sent $10.
he sent $10 to Haiti. Thank you.